Welcome back to the studio. If you are new, I am Slew. Welcome. I'm doing something today I have never done before. So exciting. Doing a self-portrait from a mirror. Out of all the self-portraits I've done, quite a few in my life, I've actually never used a mirror to look at myself while I paint. During this painting exercise, I'll be using oil paint. It's gonna be an alla prima portrait, meaning wet on wet. One painting session where the paint never dries, 2-3 hours. We'll see how it goes. I think this exercise will be a great opportunity to work on observational skills. I'm still alive. I'm still looking at myself in the mirror in real time, and it's a great opportunity to practice observing. Okay, this is what we're working with. Ignore my crazy hair and beard and the tape up here, but this is what I'm looking at with the correct lighting directly next to my canvas, which is right here. So I got my canvas, I got my mirror, and it's all super close. So I could just go from painting to easel to looking at myself. And this light right above, you could see I have this nice roll off. It's coming straight down. I have some good shadows under my eye sockets, and I also have sort of this side in shadow. This isn't exactly where I'll be standing, but quite close. And I think this is a good dynamic light, enough to have beautiful shadows and to do a good portrait. That's what we're looking for. So really excited. Again, we will be focusing on observing because I will be moving. I'm gonna live figure. I'm basically figure painting myself because we're not just looking at a photo. And I'm also really thinking about taking liberties within myself. Maybe I don't like how my hair is folded or parted, or maybe I'm gonna exaggerate some of the shadow on this side of my face. So taking liberties and observation, these are the two things I'm working on during this exercise. Very excited. We're using this really awesome small canvas, 8x10 panel, linen panel, actually gifted to me by Shannon Vaught, who is the artist who flew in, who did the oil painting demo, the first one in the studio under my organization, Studio Slew. So she totally inspired me to start doing some more alla prima portrait painting. Really excited to use this canvas panel. By the way, her whole demo is available online. It's only 15 bucks. Super professional artist walking you through her entire painting process, answering questions. Check that out if you're interested. Let's begin though. I'm so excited. I gotta take this plastic off. I usually like to paint on hardboard or masonite. This is super similar. It just has a little more teeth, a little more tooth to it, a little more texture. And real quick, I'm just going to tone this canvas with some burnt sienna oil paint as a ground to get rid of the white of the canvas. This is odorless mineral spirits here, and I am just looking to get a nice warm ground. You could do any color. I think it's common to do sort of a warm ground because humans have warm skin. I mean, depending on what you want to do, but that will just be a pleasure and joy to paint on. I'll be using the Zorn palette. I want to be really simple. This is just a quick painting exercise. The Zorn palette is these 4 colors: titanium white, yellow ochre, cadmium red light, and ivory black. I am pre-mixing combinations of each of these. The first one, I did the red and black to make a sort of brownish. That second one, I did red and yellow to make a little orange, and then white and black to make a bluish gray, a very cool color relative to the whole palette, and then black and yellow to make a nice, very naturalistic green, just to prepare myself. This isn't a giant painting, so I'm not trying to get stuck in the weeds. I'm also not using any linseed oil. I'm only using odorless mineral spirits, this Gamsol. And people think that's crazy and oil painting is way more difficult than it is, but I'm really just using the paint out of the tube for this painting. And I completely didn't like the sizing of this face on the canvas, so I simply erased it and then sort of restarted this very chunky, not accurate outline. But I'll talk about it later, but I'm a very noodler painter. And what I mean by noodling is I kind of just like to, I obviously want to think and be technical within light and proportion and theory, but I really just go in and start. And, once I get about 20-30 minutes in, then I'm like, okay, let's reapproach, let's reattack the things, what's working, what's not, what do I have to change, and then sort of continue to paint over and move things around. And that's sort of my experience during these smaller paintings, right? It's just practice. I'm trying to have fun. I'm obviously trying to learn, but I'm just noodling. And it doesn't always work out, but I could just keep pushing and pulling. But I need something there in the first place. And after about 30 minutes right now where we're at, I'm a little challenged, I would say for sure. It's definitely a new experience, trying to assume the position immediately back into the mirror because I'm mixing paint, I'm doing this. That's like a new experience, so that's a little weird getting used to it still. And then also the actually just size of canvas. I don't often paint this small. It's not a problem, but I like painting bigger. It's just a little more fun. Get a little bigger brushes, go a little more bananas. The way I paint is very noodly. I call myself a noodler painter. I don't really nail proportions. First try, it's not looking great right now. The ugly painting stage ×3. The proportions are a little off. The ears are a little high. My nose and mouth need to be rearranged. Mouth is way too big. Something with this neck and shirt doesn't look great, but it's just there. And from here, I can keep iterating and coming closer to a likeness, finding proportions, and obviously adding the correct values and having fun with color. But before we noodle again, we gotta talk about the sponsor of today's video, Squarespace, the best website to build a website. I've been using Squarespace for well over a year now. It houses my nonprofit website. It has amazing tools built in, for example, scheduling. I have all my ticketed events for my drawing classes and workshops and demos on my Squarespace website. It's super easy and straightforward, super powerful, exactly what I need as a business owner throwing events. Websites are super important for showcasing, portfolio work, better than Instagram. It's more professional, or, selling things online as an entrepreneur or an artist. E-commerce tools are really important, and Squarespace has amazing third-party applications to help you with all of your business needs. It is amazing, the best user interface. They make it so easy, 24-hour customer service, award-winning templates, drag and drop grid method. You cannot get any more straightforward and simpler to use while maintaining the best quality. Squarespace is all of that. It's really just helped me, and I know thousands of other people use Squarespace. Go to squarespace.com, and when you're ready to buy a domain and build your own website, go to squarespace.com/slew for 10% off. Now, maybe it's because I'm rusty and I haven't painted in a while, but I am certainly being challenged here. Like I said, the mirror and looking at myself and then moving to mix paint and then applying the paint, like that whole sort of trifecta of the dance was confusing me when I needed to look at myself. And I know that seems a little weird, but I'm also very used to figure drawing because I host all these classes where the models are just amazing. They're statues, and when you look up, they're in the exact same place that you had, and it's just a different experience when I have to look at myself and sort of like articulate myself while trying to stay still, while referring to my painting all through my eyes. I feel like it's like a out-of-body third-person experience, and that might sound dramatic because it is, and people do this all the time, and it's fun. I was just challenged, I will just be honest. And also just this painting, I was trying to find it. Very small paintings are what I should practice with generally, and which I did in the past, but recently I've been doing larger paintings, sort of at scale portraits, which I like a lot more. I love using a big brush. I love mixing a lot of paint, having a big pool of paint to play with. But this was still great, and I'm just noodling around. Like I said, really noodling, really trying to fix the proportions. You saw I basically widened the face. I'm bringing in more value. I'm not trying to get too chalky with my whites because that's an issue I have a lot, and especially with these more dull colors. I mean, cadmium red is quite bright, but you can't get extreme chroma. Only get extreme chroma when your relative mix is more subtle. So there's a lot of things that I was working on, and I think I came to a good place at the end. I really like sort of this outline, caricature looking thing. I put some of this dark outline around the borders, and I just like the effect, and it was just a great experience. That's it. Really awesome exercise. I think I would do it differently next time. I would get a bigger mirror. This was kind of hard to fit my face in. I think I was struggling to do that, and it was a little distracting. Also, just a bigger size. I think this size is cool. This little portrait I think is nice. A little sloppy, but I kind of like it with my sloppy mustache and beard, goatee. I'm excited to take this off and wear a hat because every second my hair gets in my face. But hopefully you enjoyed. Maybe you're gonna try it out yourself. I would recommend, because anytime in front of the canvas is good practice, and that's the name of the game, baby. So see you in the next video.